Bandits kidnap police inspector, 2 others in Kano, beat them on camera as they beg for help. Our kidnappers kidnapped police officers in Nigeria. Anything goes. Suspected bandits. Which one be suspected bandits again? Have kidnapped a serving police officer attached to the police academy, Wudil, Kano State, alongside 2 other men, subjecting them to brutal beatings while forcing them to plead publicly for ransom. The victims were identified as Inspector Kabiru Bello Adamu, a serving officer at the police academy, Wudil, Muntari, and Musa Rabiu, also known as Dandade, all from Tofa local government area of Kano State. In a disturbing video obtained by Sahara reporters, the 3 abductees were seen in visible distress as armed terrorists pointed guns at their head, assaulted them with sticks, and repeatedly struck them with AK-47 rifles. Their cries for mercy punctuated the footage as they appealed to the public and their families to raise ransom for their release. A source told Sahara reporters that the victims were abducted while traveling from Riji Azaki Motor Park in Kano State to Kebbi State. They were reportedly kidnapped on the way to Kebbi. The officer, Inspector Kabiru Bello, is a serving policeman with the police academy, Wudil, the source said. In the video, Inspector Kabiru Bello identified himself and narrated in Hausa how the incident occurred. My name is Kabiru Bello Adamu. I am a police officer working at the police academy, Wudil. Yesterday afternoon, I was traveling to Kebbi to visit my relatives and former colleagues I worked with years ago to keep family ties, he said. On my way, we encountered a calamity. We met armed bandits in the bush, and as of now, we are in their hands. The inspector, speaking under duress, appealed for mercy while invoking religious sentiment. He said, we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring understanding between us and them. We have families and relatives. Let whatever happens be resolved peacefully. He pleaded, it is well. Another victim, Muntari, also appealed desperately for help. Muntari, from Kano, Tofa local government area, please, brothers and friends, help us in the situation we are in. For the sake of the prophets, we have been afflicted. We are asking for mercy, he said. The 3rd abductee, Musa Rabiu Dandade, said they were traveling from Kano to Benin Kebbi when they ran into the bandits. We came from the new motor park heading to Benin Kebbi, and on our way, Allah caused us to encounter. Really? Okay, Allah caused you to encounter a calamity. We met forest bandits, he said. At one point, Rabiu stated that the abductors were treating them kindly, prompting an angry response from one of the terrorists who questioned him sarcastically. Immediately after, the victims were beaten again with sticks and gun butts. Amid the assaults, the 3 men screamed repeatedly, forgive us by Allah, please forgive us, help us for Allah's sake, please help us. Meanwhile, the incident highlights the worsening insecurity across northern Nigeria, where travelers, including security personnel, are increasingly targeted by armed groups operating freely along major highways. Despite repeated assurances by authorities, kidnapping for ransom continues unabated, leaving citizens at the mercy of bandits. As of the time of filing this report, there has been no official statement from the police authorities regarding the abduction or efforts to rescue the victims. It is early. I'm sure the police officers, these people would try everything possible to release him. Frankly says, bailing is free. The police officer should not pay any ransom. Okay now. Chisom Andy says, when you get out from there and you catch bandits, collect money, Justice Nadi says, inspector should use his training experience to rescue himself and others now. I bet they not teach them something like that for their training, so he should attack without a gun, without having any means of protection. He should just go and attack. Then it's not as if he wants to buy. As Abolade says, this inspector, they watch Rambo and Arnold. People are very funny. One of the women says, when the fight reach man-to-man stage, we can just leave Gumi for me. Now me first choose. So there says, if I tell you say Nigeria not care about citizens, you go ask me how I take no. What's this one saying? Samuel Ikagu says, our police officers need security so that they can perform their constitutional duties. Of course they do. As Onero says, no be dis same northern pipo I watch wen dem protest say make Donald Umaru Musa Trump no come dis zoo. Dem dey okay now. Na make una enjoy unasef na for dat side. I no wan hear stories. You dey para. Victor Chieloka says you won't see their comments here, even if it's their brethren who is the victim. But mention Trump now, you will see them, they'll be willing. But the fact that their brothers have been kidnapped by terrorists, they are less concerned. Senior man says they get power on Yahoo boys, but kidnapper is their boss. I'm telling you. George Okem says they are family members in a family meeting with their brothers living in the bush. They'll settle their differences, if there is any. Abi now. Oladide says, call Gumi now. Abi. Call Gumi. At Happy Aja says, but one of the victims was laughing. Oh, really? From the video? Yaya Abubakar says, Alhamdulillah, the police inspector regained his freedom yesterday. Glory to God. Okay. Congratulations to him. At Umar Shai says, collect ransom from him very well. And Nelson Dixon says, can the president of Nigeria order the efforts to bomb those bandits buying innocent people? They are not. They are less bothered since they are not kidnapping their family members. So how can they be bothered? Actually, says they can just be abandoned there to buy for nothing. Victor Ekpe says, I've been one laugh before, but I remember that I'm in front of my landlord. As Victor Odion says, police inspector that knows how to show strength when they see innocent protesters. You should call Gumi. Call Gumi. Sam JB says, when rats enter oil, it will change to small pikin toy. Okay now. Onuma says, what did I teach you, Inspector Ikuke? What's that? Hey, Nimram says, he built Lagos. He's building Nigeria. Douglas says, police kidnap Haba, Nigeria. No be small thing. Nedioze says, okay, Inspector, I thought you were trained. Use that training to rescue yourself now. Senior Copper says, some people collecting bribe to release criminals when captured. So he should reap the fruit of his labor, except he hasn't done something like that. They are obviously not the ones that are releasing them out of their own favor. It's obviously order from above, so they have to obey. At Lydia says, Gumi will not talk here, but when Donald Trump acts now, he will start crying. LV says, Tinubu dey France, the chief with Kagame. Na too stress commander-in-chief. Chairman says, don't worry, Trump is waiting for them. Okay. The man says, point of correction, Gumi's children. Abina, because he says it's his children that are inside the bush. John Awoke says, very proud, nice one. Let him know call Gumi, he's still faithful alive. At least let him see what civilians are passing through. Abina. My listeners, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.